Greetings and welcome to the channel. This is the first legendary episode of Roast Security, so thank you all for coming and showing your support. All the likes and the comments and the subscribes, I really would appreciate it. But with that being said, let's go ahead and get to the first episode. Today's topic of the day is going to be the top 10 catastrophic cybersecurity events in 2020, and I know you're gonna like it. Let's go ahead and roll that beautiful intro I've created. So guys, thank you. I hope you really like that intro. Put a lot of work into it. If you like it, let me know. So let's go ahead and go with top 10. Number 10, Whisper. Whisper is a platform that allows you to talk and communicate to your friends and family in confidence and to be able to tell them things in secret. Well, apparently, Whisper was whispering your secrets to the tune of 9 million records. Two security researchers found that by exploiting a flaw in their software that they were able to pull records all the way back from 2012. It's kind of really a scary thought that they're keeping messages that long. Number 9, Twitter. I actually kind of found this one rather surprising. So, of course, there was a bunch of people that got social engineered at Twitter. They made some calls, got them to believe that they were the account owners. They took them over. These were celebrities like Bill Gates and, Kanye West, Elon Musk. There was a bunch of people that, their accounts had been taken over because of the Twitter employees. Well, then after that, they used those to proliferate or send out messages regarding a Bitcoin scam. And the message, and I quote, "I'm giving back to the community. All the Bitcoin sent to this address below will be sent back doubled. If you send back 1,000, I'll send back 2,000. Only doing this for 30 minutes. And of course, apparently, there was some money that was gathered to a tune of $100,000. And the reason this is significant is simply because not only do they have access to the platform, which everyone does essentially, to administer the platform. But with that being said, it doesn't seem that there was any training done for the Twitter employees at that time. And I'm sure after it happened, they invested heavily into training, I'm sure, to make sure that this doesn't happen again. But that made number 9 on the list. So let's keep it going from there. Number 8, Nintendo. So Nintendo got breached with their old legacy login portal and allowed some backwards compatibility along with some of the older platforms to be able to log in. Well, that portal was breached to the tune of 300,000 records. And that kind of sounds like a small number, but think about it. You have your kids and others who use the platform, especially of course to game. The database contained email addresses, I think age and gender. There was a few other things that were concerned, but according to Nintendo, they didn't have any credit card information. So let's go ahead and go to number 7. Number 7, Cognizant. Cognizant is a vendor that supplies managed services and patches to other companies. They have endpoints installed on the network, but they have agents. And after having this compromised, they had quite a few people asking them to shut off their connections to their company. Essentially, they had ransomware, and that's all a scary word for us here in 2021. But they got ransomware, and they also paid the ransom to the tune of $70 million. It's quite the number to pay for ransom, and that's quite a bit of money for anybody. But they paid the ransom, and apparently they restored services. So let's get our checkbooks or get roasted. And now let's go to number 6. Number 6, Magellan Health. And this is a healthcare company. They were breached to the tune of 365,000 patient records. Essentially, someone fell for a phishing scam. Don't click the links in emails. And with that being said, they then compromised one of their servers housing PII, or personal identifiable information, had W-2s and other relevant information, and they used that to ransom the company. Again, do your security awareness training, because that would have helped this time. And now, with that information being said, let's go to number 5. Number 5, Zoom. Zoom is a teleconferencing and telecommunications platform that allows you to talk with the individual in real time, be able to see their face, etc. When everyone was kind of sent home from the pandemic, they were able to use this and leverage this software to communicate with others. That also left a juicy target on their back for hackers. And in this case, they turned to credential stuffing to get that action done. So essentially, credential stuffing is the attack where they use old passwords and attempt to log into other platforms using old passwords. Of course, as a creature of habit, a lot of people reuse some of those passwords, and they're able to compromise accounts that potentially they had unauthorized access to. So change your passwords and don't use them. Use a password manager. And with that said, let's go to number 4. Number 4, Facebook. Facebook is essentially a social media platform, as everyone is aware, that may have them. However, when some records showed up to the tune of 267 million records on dark web for sale, everyone started to investigate. These included PII, personally identifiable information, including phone numbers and just email addresses, and of course your name. And with that being said, there's a lot of information to be gleaned from breaches of that nature, and especially for people who are very private in nature. With a name, an email address, and a phone number, you can pretty much gather almost any other piece of data out there on the web. And so with that being said, let's go to number 3. Number 3, MGM Resorts. So MGM is in the hospitality space with hotels and gambling, and they came up to the tune of 142 million records. It included celebrities and like Jack Dorsey, Justin Bieber, and it had information. Actually, back in 2019, they kind of suffered some of the same fate. So apparently they didn't learn their lesson. Hopefully in 2021 they did. And with that being said, let's go to number 2. Number 2, Estee Lauder. Estee Lauder is a perfume company, and they're actually a giant in the space, but they had one gaping flaw. They left a database open with 440 million records. And in this database, it had quite a few things, but it had email addresses, IP addresses, storage pathways, ports, protocols that are currently in use. And it was up for anyone who wanted to take it, honestly. It was exposed to the internet. And with that being said, you must be careful about your databases. That's going to be a common reoccurring theme here on Rose Security. So stay tuned to get more tips in that regard. And now for the finale, number 1, Microsoft. In January 2020, 250 million records were leaked by Microsoft. There was a researcher named Bob Dachenko. I don't want to butcher that, but I kind of admire the guy. He goes around and I call him an internet vigilante. He's been going around for years hunting databases with misconfigured access, and he reports it directly to the company. So bravo to that. But this database contained IP addresses and anything that are used to open the support case. So with that being said, whenever you speak to someone in that regard, they're probably note-taking, and they're probably putting it in a ticketing system that potentially has internet access. So be aware of what you tell other people. And that's going to do it here today at Roast Security. If you like what you saw today, please like, subscribe, and leave comments down below. If you see room for improvement, please let me know. Otherwise, you guys have a great day. Stay fantastic, stay secure, and roast the competition.
Roast Security.